looks like we're all good. Hello, hello, and welcome. All right, so for today, I'm going to continue painting these Jinx chompers. Working on these little guys. Of course, these ones here are the original ones that I made, and now I am making even more, which I have here. So, as you know, yesterday I started painting one, and now I'm just going to continue and work on the others. I started this top yesterday, but I didn't finish. Did I finish? No, it doesn't have the UV paint on it. So I'm gonna continue with the UV paint on this one, and I'll continue on these. Hey, it's Win. Hi, Win. How are you doing? Just these. There we go. So you can still see the mouth. So gonna continue. This one already has the base layer of the pink and the like green teal color. But now I need the UV. I'm gonna bring my palette forward, and I have this UV paint here. And I don't mix this paint with anything. It's kind of more just acted like a top coat. Yeah, gonna just continue working where I left off with. I'm glad you're doing good. Oh, wait. Sorry, Win. I think I misread your comment. Hold on. Oh, so you're painting today. Oh, yay! That's awesome, Win. Heck yeah. I bet that feels good to now move on to the painting side. That's awesome. Win, I hope you make good progress today on your own artwork. That's super exciting. You finally got done with the outline. Yay! And I'm doing good, Win. Doing good. I'm just gonna continue working on these. Oh, I should probably mention that today's stream will be shorter than normal. It's only gonna be an hour because I just have so much to do and pack up for Kikori this weekend that I kind of need the extra time today, but I didn't want to cancel the stream, so it'll just be for an hour. Which actually I think will be just fine. I think I can get done with all the painting of the like middle part, the body part of these props, because yesterday I worked on the mouths, and you probably, some of you noticed that I forgot to oil wash one side of them, so I had to oil wash them, and yesterday, so they're still drying. Alrighty, the pink is all there. And Isaac. Hi, Isaac. How you doing? Hey, don't rush the painting, but it is good to like keep focused and, just keep moving, because I know you got a deadline to meet, a close-up deadline. Doing pretty good, Isaac. Doing pretty good. Just chilling and working. Gonna try to get in as much done of these um, chompers done as possible. Yeah, it is a lot when it's a lot, but I'm excited. I'm excited for both. At least I will say that both of them um aren't big cons, so which is good. You know, like Kikori is really like small and chill. Meanwhile, War Game on Expo is fairly big. So it should be good. All right. Yeah, and the little body of these props here, they don't have like a whole lot of paint on them. It's mainly the mouths that have a lot of the paint. So it should go pretty quickly. I'll put that one aside to dry. So this one's now completely done. So all this one has to do is just sit off to the side and dry and be pretty. Very cool, Isaac. Very cool. Hey, we all love Vi here. Vi is awesome. We all love our girl Vi. Thank you, Win. Thank you. Yeah, I really hope so. I hope it'll be a good show. Last year, it was a really, really fun convention. It's sweet, it's small. Um, I really like the organizers. The organizers are really like cool to work with, really nice, good at communication. So, and they always do such good events too. I'm really excited and like looking forward to being there. It'll be a good one. Also, too, it's Kikori's all in the pine trees. So there's like good like photo opportunities there too. I think that's why I like a lot of well, I also like it, but I'm working, so I only get like the opportunity to do photos like at the very beginning or end of the con, but usually it's dark by then. So right before the vendor hall opens, if I can sneak a few photos out front, then I will in the pine trees. You should, Isaac. You should. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, so I'm excited it'll be good. And also, too, I know a couple of people who will be going. Um, Not just fellow artists, but fellow cosplayers. So it'll be good to meet up with some friends. And I've been preparing like crazy with, oh my gosh, with so many new new cosplay ears and horns and all that. So, yeah. A lot of new ears. Not as many. I will admit, I wish I had more cosplay horns, but that's a whole other process on its own. Hopefully soon I can get to that. Um, a little bit more. But I will say that I have a ton of new ears that I think everyone is really, really gonna like. You know what? While I have the like teal green um kind of available, and I'm going to actually just assembly line these and do all of them. I like to make it look like the paint's like kind of dripping through the seams. Like as if she also filled it with paint. All right. That sounds cool, Isaac. Yeah, I'm like just super excited for whatever Riot comes up with next. Or like I know Arcane itself, the arc is done, but they're gonna do more characters and spin-offs, and I am I'm just excited for whatever they bring. Whatever comes next, I'm like totally here for it. And I'm like, yes. And I have a feeling that I'm probably gonna meet new characters for new cosplay ideas. I don't even know who they are yet, but I'm like, I know it's probably gonna happen. Yep. There you go. And with this like graffiti art, I don't want to go too crazy with it because in this case, I truly believe like less is more. Like if I go too crazy with all the paint, I don't want to like cover up to what I have done with the oil wash or any of that. This is just extra details, really bringing them to life. Yeah, you're probably right when yeah, if Jinx made sudden cameo and had a really cool outfit, yep, that's me. But you know what? I wouldn't be the only Jinx cosplayer who would do that. Like when they released that season 2 is gonna like when it was gonna come out, and they had just it was a flash of an image with Jinx in the shark hoodie. We didn't even know the full outfit yet. We just saw her in that shark hoodie, and every single Jinx cosplayer, including me, was like, I must have that shark hoodie. I want it. I want to cosplay her. That variation. We don't even know why she's dressed like that or what this whole battle is about, what's going on. But we want the shark hoodie. And even though, yes, I'm using one color, I'm constantly washing my brush because I don't want the paint to get stuck in the bristles because I want to keep my brushes nice and healthy and not get damaged. It's just part of the brush health. Yep, so just continue working and yeah, after this project, I'm not quite sure what my next project will be. I have, oh my gosh, I have so many paintings in the process. I have cosplay ideas. I have lots of ideas. So, what I'll choose, I am not sure. But you know me, I'm always thinking of what's next. Yeah, and around here, it's just really a lot of like splatter paint. Also, too, I really do enjoy making each one of these different, each one's unique. They're handmade. It would make it boring for me if every single one of these had to be exactly the same. I would get bored quickly. Yep. Hey, it's Evo Leia. Hi, Evo Leia. How you doing? Aw, thank you, Evo Leia. Thank you. Yeah, I just feel cozy today. And I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. Trying to get as much done as possible on these props here. Because today is a very busy day for me. How are you doing, Evo Leia? What? Why is there so many messages? Hold on. Oh, okay. Never mind. Nothing important. It's just a group chat on Instagram. Nothing I need to get to right now. But I was like, what is going on over there? See, easily distracted. I got squirrel brain. Yep. Yeah, I relate to that when I know there's just some characters that are like that where you just see them and you're like, I'm cosplaying them. No one can tell me otherwise. That's it. Alright, is that it? Alright, that's it. Except for these mouthpieces, which I'll do those separately. I'll do them all at once separately. Alright, now... Oh wait, second layer. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Need second layer. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to my paint. It's drying up just a tad. Not too much water though, because I don't want it to be too transparent. Nice. That sounds very good, Isaac. Your salad sounds really good. Yeah, salads are good. I like salads. In all times, all kinds too. Aww. I'm glad you're doing good, Evo Leia. And I'm glad that you like watching the art process. I'm glad you're doing good. And I like the cute, cozy little emoji. Very cute. Hugs, hugs all around. All right. So that one has a second layer now. There we go. Touch, touch, touch. Touch, touch. I know, it's like the slightest little touches, like just tap, tap, tap. Oh, I finally figured out my cosplay lineup for Kikori. I'm gonna do Killjoy on Friday. Killjoy from Valorant on Friday. Um, Jinx from Arcane, the season 1 version on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm gonna do V from Cyberpunk. So, yeah. I feel good about this lineup. Yeah, it'll be a fun lineup, especially to bring Killjoy back. Like, her yellow jacket is so warm. So, oh my gosh, yeah, it's a very, very warm yellow jacket, and so I can only bring that cosplay out with cooler weather, and it's not gonna be terribly hot. So I'm excited to wear this cosplay again. I would wear Killjoy way more um, if it wasn't for the fact that that jacket is super warm. Yeah, I heard Isaac that they're gonna have a new Cyberpunk game. I'm really interested. I played Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, with all the glitches. Back in the era when it had all these glitches. My glitches weren't so bad. They didn't affect me as badly as some other people. It just I only experienced like really funny moments, and also too I don't take things so seriously. So, but I'm very intrigued for this new one. I was hoping it would be a multiplayer game because I really missed that in the first game. I was like, as I was playing it, I really wish there was like a game mode where you could play with friends. But they didn't have that, and I was hoping for this game that it would too. But I think if I understand and if I heard right, it's still gonna be just a single player game, which I was kind of like, oh, sad. Hopefully I'm wrong though. Hopefully I misheard something or I heard false information, cuz I'd really like a cyberpunk game that is multiplayer. Or I think that it'd be cool if like yeah, they have the main story that is single player, but then there'd be certain missions that you like extra missions that you have to do with like a friend or something like that, or like a group of people. I think that would be really fun. You know, you kind of have to gather your people around to do a mission and get some really cool ability or weapon or something. I think that would be awesome. And I feel like in the cyberpunk like world, you could easily write that into the storylines. Like, I don't know. I feel like it could definitely be designed like it's open to that kind of thing. Could work. I know, me too, Win. Me too. I want to like read that prequel with her and her brother. like going on adventures before Edgerunners, like so bad. Ah, all I know that exists is the online version of it is translated in English, but I don't think they've printed it in English yet. And personally, I want it printed. I don't like reading screens for long periods of time. I get tired easily. And I don't know. I enjoy a book. I'm very kind of old fashioned. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for them to print the English version um in a manga form, book form. I want to know what crazy shenanigans those two got into. You know it's chaotic. You know it'd just be pure chaos. All right. There we go. Second layer of teal green done. Yes, I do have a casual killjoy, the one with the white hoodie and the frog on it. Yep, I have that one. Which that one's a lot easy. That one's not as warm to wear. It's much easier cosplay to wear. But I like her yellow jacket too. I wanna make sure to wear that. I wanna wear that one as well, even though it's ridiculously warm. Oh, really, Isaac? That's super cool. I didn't know that. That's a super cool fact about Valorant. Gosh, I love Valorant so much. Maybe in a future stream I'll make more of the Killjoy nano swarms that I have over there. Might make another batch of them. That might be fun. Eva Leo, to answer your question, no, I do not have one of those ebook readers. Um, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people like them. I get why they're good and they're awesome and that kind of stuff. I personally wouldn't like an ebook because I like actual paper. I don't like staring at a screen reading. My eyes get really tired really easily, and um, I don't know, I'll just start to feel like, woo. Even playing video games, like sometimes after playing for a while, I'm like, okay, I have to look away and then come back. So, I don't know. And also, too, when reading a book, I like to feel the physical pages. I like the smell of the paper and the ink. I don't know. I like books. I know, Isaac, you're right. You know what's funny is that Riot did release that they are going to make a Valorant movie, and that apparently all the um, like the music videos and that kind of stuff are technically like pilots in them trying to test out animation and that kind of stuff, which actually I think is a brilliant way to test animation by just making music videos, you know? Um, and I think it was I don't know. At one time, they said that it was going to be released soonish, like a trailer, but the trailer never came out. So I don't know why. I'm sure something happened, but I heard that they're going to make a Valorant movie. And personally, I hope that it's like a three-part movie, like a miniseries, because I feel like there's so much lore and so many characters to cover. I can't imagine jam-packing all of it into one singular movie. But I trust Riot. I'm sure whatever they'll release will be awesome, and I'm here for it. I'm ready. Yep, and now I'm just going in with the pink. And I am painting on the first layer. All right. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Nah. And I agree with you, Evo Leia. Like I like and I like to read too, but I just don't give time to it. And anytime I do give time to reading, I get super happy and I'm like, yay, reading. So it's funny, I don't read often, but I do like it. And I love books, I love stories, all the good stuff. Oh, that'd be cool. Isaac, I hope that they make an Overwatch series. I think that would be super, super cool. What kind of books do I read? All kinds, Evo Leia. But my favorite is like any sort of fantasy, basically with books or even movies, TV series, any kind of um like creative media. I want to be taken to another world. So if the book is a little too like real world or realistic, I don't, nah, I'll pass. But if all of a sudden the story is about like this super strange place with like ghosts and dragons and portals to other universes, I'm like, sign me up. I want to be taken to I want to be taken to another world. So anything like that. I like it humor. I like it to be funny. Um my humor is a little like chaotic. So if it's over the top, just absolutely hilarious but still very clever, then I'm all here for it. Like right now, I am reading I'm reading Dan to Dan. I really like that anime. So saw both seasons and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to know what happens next." And anyone who has seen the season 2 of Dan to Dan know that it leaves on a cliffhanger. So I was like, I can't believe they left us there. Like what do you mean they left us there? So, I had to read ahead in the manga and oh my gosh, it's so good. It just gets funnier and funnier and more chaotic and more crazy. But yet it's very clever. I think it's like very smartly written. Yeah, Win, definitely check out Cruel Prince. That's another book that I'm actually getting back into and it's super good. Um and for anyone who's like, what's Cruel Prince? It's a fantasy series that is about um it's about living in fairy. But it's kind of like the darker sides of fairies. It's not the cute bubblegum Tinkerbell like pixies. It's actually more uh like the darker side of fairies. But it's super super good. And when I think you would really like that series a lot. I think you'd like Cruel Prince a lot. Yeah, I know. I heard. I think isn't like a bunch of Chainsaw Man um voice actors going to be at uh at Game On? I think like a bunch of them. Like I know Power's gonna be there. I know Denji's gonna be there. I know I might have to bring out my Power cosplay. I feel like I've been like cosplaying Power a lot lately. She's been coming to a lot of my events and shows, but might have to bring her out again. I don't know. I haven't decided what my lineup for Game On is going to be yet. Yes, Evil Leia. Cruel Prince is kind of about a very cruel prince. I don't want to say too much of the story because will say that just reading it and discovering it for yourself is um is kind of the joy of it. I will say though um that the characters kind of revolve around the royal family in Fairy. And yes, one of the characters that they really talk about in the storyline somewhat surrounds it about it's there's lots of characters with different story, like not full stories, but there's lots of characters and they each I don't know what words I'm looking for, but yes. Yes, yes. I'm sorry, I kind of just totally lost my train of thought there. Like, there we go. Kind of spooky fairies. I mean, yeah, you could look at them like that in the Cruel Prince. I wouldn't classify um the book though as like horror, but I would definitely say that it's on the darker side. But it's really, really good. Oh, Win, have you ever read the Spiderwick Chronicles? Because if you have, it's by the same author. So it kind of has a little bit of a Spiderwick feel, but it's the Cruel Prince is definitely for adults. It's definitely not for kids. So it's almost like as if the Spiderwick Chronicles grew up into an adult kind of thing and got really twisted. All right, now on to the second layer of the pink. I know, you thought I was done, right? Thought I was gonna move on to UV paint, like, oh, all the pieces are painted. Nope, not quite yet. And still trying to get as done as much as possible because I only have an hour for today. Oh, okay. So you've only seen the movie Spiderwick, not the book series. Bummer. I will say, so yeah, as a kid, I loved all the Spiderwick Chronicle books. I read them all. Um, I like the movie. Not um it's not horrible. The only gripe I really have about the movie is that they can try to combine book 1 and book 2. Um and it's weird because they start off at the same pace as the book, like a good pace. And which is book 1 and you get into it, but then suddenly the second half of the movie they tried to cram jam the finishing of book 1 and book 2. So that's why all of a sudden if you're watching a movie, that's why it suddenly feels weird on the second half and it like feels very rushed through. is because they tried to finish one book and shove in another book, an entire other book. And it's just, yeah. They really should have just stuck to book one, and if it was successful, which I think it would have been, then made a second movie off book two. But I will say overall that the movie is actually fairly good. Um, more darker, serious topics in books. I would say for books that I don't know. I say if it's a good story, I will enjoy it. Um, I don't like. Well, I feel like even if it's a serious topic, yet it still fulfills that like fantasy or futuristic or otherworldly topic, then I really like it. But if it's like super serious and it's serious about the real world and like real world problems, um, nah. I read books and I watch and same with movies too. I read books and I watch movies to escape to another world. So it's if it's dark and it has a really good story, I like it. I don't know. What about you, Evo Leia? What kind of books or movies do you like to watch? Because I know you and me and Win. I know you win. We could talk about fantasy all day. Yeah. No, I agree with you, Win. I think I think that's just part of a good writer to have relatable characters. Like you have to have some aspects that are, something realistic, you know? No, I totally agree with that. Yeah, and I think that takes a very good writer to come up with a story with that, is like fantasy and it takes place in another world and all that, but yet have the characters be very relatable. Like people can be like, "Oh, I felt that way," or that kind of stuff, even though they might not be an elf or a fairy, or they might not be uh like a dragon or a king's guard, but yet they can look at that character and be like, "Yeah, how they view life is a lot like how I do," or this person has been through something I have also. Or you might be like, I understand that character. Yes, what they're going through is super extreme compared to what I have been through, but I see their point. Or sometimes you're like, that character's not like me, but I like their energy and I kind of want to bring that a little bit into my life. Like, you know what? I like that character. I like how they see the world. I gotta remember to be like that a little bit. Yep, yep, very true, Lynn, very true. Yeah, I like stuff like that. You know, it's kind of like a parody on the real world. Mhm. Just making sure that everything is touched up and I don't need to. Yep, all right, we're all good. Ah, oh my gosh. And I just looked at the time and it's already. That's it. That's it for the time. Well, you know what? I do want to finish out on at least um something closing. I don't like to suddenly like say goodbye. So I'm going to do just the first layer on the pink on this top half of the chomper. And then I'll call it a stream there. Aw. Well, I'm sorry, Evil Leia, to hear that you don't get the opportunity to read as much as you would like. Hopefully in the near future you will get more opportunities to read. I know life can get so busy and sometimes you just don't make the time for it, but feels good when you do get the time for it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're kind of like me where you're like I want to escape to another world. And I totally understand that, Evo Leia. Yeah, sometimes reading something heavy is like not that great, you know? I guess it depends on the story. Sometimes though you're like I just want a happy book, you know? I just want something that'll make me laugh and that kind of thing, you know? Like I'm like I just want to escape and read something funny. I totally relate to that. I get that with movies too, you know? Like sometimes I'm like I just want to see a happy movie or like a comfort movie. But a good book with a good story to escape into, I totally relate. Yep. You know what book you might like, Evo Leia, then, if you want to escape into a world, but I don't know. It has I don't know, it's all kinds of emotions, this book that I'm gonna say. It has funny moments, it has sad moments, it's darker topics, lighter topics. It's this book is full of whimsical and wonder, is The Night Circus. I highly recommend if you're like, I don't know what book to read. The Night Circus is really, really good. It's about a circus. So it takes place in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So it's kind of like the time era of like 1890 and like 1910. And it's about a traveling circus that it's also it only is open during the night and it never advertises when it's going to appear. It just suddenly appears. And it is something that people from all over, and so it like travels around like a traditional circus, but all of a sudden the black and white tents will come up and people get really excited and it starts having a really big following and all that. But the magical part and the wonder part of this circus is that they use real magic. But the common folk don't know this. But all the people running the circus do. And there's lots of characters and they each have their individual stories, but I highly recommend, I really like the Night Circus. That's a good one. I don't remember who it's by. Um, I'm sure there's several other books called that. Just read the synopsis of what I just said and you'll be able to find it. I think it's unique enough that you'll be like, oh, this is it. But yeah, the whole circus is only in black and white. And then that's it. That's all, and it only performs at night. And then it like disappears. So it reappears and disappears from town to town. But yeah, Win, you might like that book too. Yeah, look it up. Give it a try. Alrighty, everyone. Well, I can't believe it. An hour just went by so fast, like total snap. I feel like I'm on a good roll. I would totally keep going, but I have so much to do for this weekend. So, um, yeah, I think I have to stop it here, sadly. I know, tears, tears. Aw, you're so welcome, Win. Of course. Of course, of course. I'm happy to stream. So, but with that said, sadly, Friday's stream will be canceled because I will be at the show. Um, Next week, though, for Tuesday, I will be here. What I'll work on, not completely sure yet. Maybe I'll continue working on these lovely props here. Depends on where I am at working on them. That or I might work on ears because I need to prepare for yet another show. So I'll leave it open. But anyways, thank you everyone for joining. Hey, it's Nacho. Hi, Nacho. You caught me just as I'm saying goodbye. I'm only doing an hour stream today. But hello, hello and goodbye, Nacho. Aw, aw. Well, thank you, Nacho. Thank you for coming in towards the end just a little bit. Aw. Well, yes, and see you next week, Eva Olea. Alrighty, everyone. See you all next week. And I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Stay magical. And I will see you all later. Alrighty. Bye.